This house is kind of medieval fantasy inspired. I don't look that much at other YouTubers when I make my stuff in crafting survival games, but I do image Google a lot. So before I do a build, I might image Google medieval tavern or fantasy inspired medieval tavern, and then I save down all of the images I like, and I won't really copy any given one of them, but I will take stuff I like from all of them pretty much. But before we head over to the main house, I just want to show my farms real quick. So I wanted to make them more interesting looking, and in warmer climates you sometimes see people putting fabric on top of the crops, and the reason is that it kind of creates a microclimate because the fabric prevents evaporation as well as lowering the temperature a little bit. So it's a nice way to protect your crops in warmer climates, and I think that's kind of makes the seed beds look a lot more interesting, and also of course fitting for the climate where the game takes place. I also planted a little tree here just for decoration. I also created a small fishing pier for the house. The main harbor is over there and it's not done yet, so that might be a topic for a different video, but the pier is. And well, at least for now until we get more props, because I really would like some fishing nets to put up here. You can see fishing nets, for example, in Tortuga, but we don't have them as a prop we can place ourselves yet. Most of this pier is made out of the pier, but part of it I actually made myself to make it look a bit more broken down. I think it turned out nice. Also, these are pier canopies and normal canopies in the middle. One interesting thing about canopies is that if you put them beside each other like this, they actually will melt together, forming one piece. So these are two separate pieces, but the game kind of blend the textures together. So you can see here, they're actually connected with each other. So that's really nice if you want to make longer canopies. And this is the back of the building, and I placed one of the merchants here. The other two are inside of the building, as you soon will see. And this is behind the building, with the fishing pier showing over there, and the big harbor over here. By the way, the wharf is hidden inside a little dockhouse. I thought the wharf looked kind of bad on top of the harbor itself, so that's why I hid it inside of that building. If you want a guide of that little dockhouse, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, I wanted to create something that wasn't just an aesthetical build, but also I could use as my main base. So have my stuff here, have crafting persons here. And the first floor is my storage. And obviously I could have fit a lot more storage here if everything was just a stack of chests like this one. But I think it turns out a little bit more realistic or more cozy as well to mix up the storage a bit. And I also put a lot of visual indications of where I should put stuff. An anvil on top of this one, having some piles of wood here to kind of give myself visual indications of where I should put my stuff. So I think that kind of both adds to how the storage looks and also actually helps gameplay wise. I have made a short guide for the storage area and also for the second floor, and a step-by-step guide to building the whole building. And links to those guides will be posted below the video in the description. I have not made any guide for the top floor, but instead we will be taking a closer look at that floor in this video, and I will also show some of the building tricks involved. Out here is the veranda with a nice view out over the fishing pier and the ocean and the sunrise. So when I build in crafting survival games, I try to, before I start building, figure out how to position the house to create the possibilities for nice views from balconies and verandas and windows and such. Anyway, let's head inside. In here is a bar with actual bartenders. So it's the merchant for animal products and the merchant for food products. And over here is the cooking fire, also upgraded to the max. All the add-ons for the cooking fire is hiding here behind the bar. So I wanted with the bar to again create a space that felt like a pirate tavern, but also had a little bit of practical use, so you just wouldn't kind of waste all of the floor space. So this is how it looks from different directions. Let's head up to the third floor. So up here we got the little study with some nice windows here, a lot of books, and the jewelry table. I feel like you don't really use the jewelry table, so I felt like a good way to kind of just place it there because it kind of fits with the rest of the things here. Out here we can go out on a little balcony that kind of overlooks again the ocean and the big harbor that I'm not done with. The house there is my next project that I will do a video about. Anyway, let's head inside through what is actually not the doors. As you may have noticed, these are windows. So it's these ones. The windows can only be opened in one direction, unlike the doors that you can open both ways, but in my opinion that actually makes them more door-like rather than less, because in my house I don't have a single door I can open in both directions, and I bet, let me know in the comment section if I'm right about this, that if you go and try all the doors in your house, you don't have one either. Before we move on to the captain's quarters, I got a little tip here, a building tip, in regards to placing beams below the roof for decoration. Let's head into this replica of the top floor. For anyone who did follow the step-by-step guide for the whole tavern, I have divided this room into two sections with the wall here roughly in the middle. It sits here where the dormer kind of ends over here, and it's normal wall height, so one door height and then one tile more. Anyway, if you want to decorate the roof with beams and try to snap it, it kind of goes into the roof panels, and even if you free place it, it doesn't really go out that much. But if you instead start at the gable here, you can kind of drag it out a lot longer from the roof panels, so something like this. Then snap beams sideways and use those beams as new snapping points, and that way get a lot further out. So in here is the captain's cabin, and I wanted it to look or have the feeling of being a cabin in a boat, or a captain's cabin in a boat. By the way, if you move your character towards a wall, the camera will hide the character, so it's good for taking screenshots. So this is how it looks. And in here is a little toilet. And here I also got a lot of storage for personal items like weapons over here and clothes over here. This wardrobe, you can place it, it's empty, it's not storage, but there's a trick to make it storage. The elegant chest drawers and the elegant closet are just decorative pieces, but once you have placed them and opened them, you can actually build inside of them, meaning you can place storage inside of it. Now the chest is a bit too broad for the closet, but if you for example place the closet towards a corner, no one will notice if it sticks out a little bit on that side. And once you have placed one chest, you can keep stacking them. And while I finish up this wardrobe, don't forget to like this video and maybe subscribe to the channel as well. I do a lot of guides for crafting survival games, and mostly, like this video, focused around building in those games. You might have noticed that this is not one of the staircases you can build in game, but entirely made out of beams and pillars. And there's actually a little building trick you can use that makes it a lot easier to create good stairs like this that are easy to walk up and down on, and where each step is evenly placed. So the trick here is to actually place a normal staircase first. Then we just snap beams to the staircase everywhere like this, over here and also over here along the wall. Now we need to place a third beam, and this one should be positioned a little bit out from this one. The reason is that if we put this one here and grab this one, you can see that if we free place against this beam, it kind of sticks through a little bit on the other side. And the goal is to place this diagonal beam in the staircase so that once we free place against it, it will be positioned something like this. We can just drag it out like this without it actually going out on this side or sticking out on this side. And now we can use this staircase to measure out each footstep. So placing something like here, and also one inwards. You can see here that these ones are sticking out a bit, so this one should actually have been a bit closer to the wall. Let's try again. And once you have placed all of the stairs, you can remove these ones, and also the old stairs behind them. Sometimes it can be hard to actually select it to remove it, but in that case you can always remove one of these ones first, and then just snap it back into place. I did build this one a tiny bit more out from the wall, because in the real building I have a chimney going up here, and you actually should do that, because otherwise it will be kind of a tight fit for the character up here. And up on this floor we got the alchemy table, so I can create healing potions and elixirs and stuff, and it's upgraded to the max, so all of the add-ons here are hiding inside of the room. This room is actually a lot darker than the rest of the building, and the reason is that I wanted to create kind of a contrast between the rest of the spaces up here and this is a room. So you could clearly see, for example, the beam details in the top there above the lamp. That one is extremely easy to create. You just grab one beam from every inclination, as long as you have the center point. So anyway, this is how the last room of my building looks. That was all. See you in the next video. Cheers!